Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope for May 2020. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Thanks for joining me. First things you have to watch out for are May 3rd and May 20th. There is a Venus and Neptune square. Venus is the planet of love and beauty, and it sits in your 8th house. So you're quite happy working with others, being in an institution, a job. So you'll be affected if you are unemployed or if you've not been able to work. If you're a workaholic who's unemployed right now, I feel your pain. Um, Neptune is in the 5th of love, romance, new beginnings, and it's at 20 degrees in Pisces. So on the 3rd and 20th, you're able to dream of things you love, which you can join, or how you can create an institution of your own, whether it's your own school that you start, Montessori or Steiner School, or Rudolph, is it Rudolph? Sorry? Um, Starting your own business. And you can do that. Be aware of those 2 days because Venus goes retrograde this month on the 13th. And it's best not to start anything like that when Venus goes retrograde. So the first 13 days here of the month and the 3rd and the 20th are the days to focus on that kind of thing. On the 7th of May, there's a full moon in your sign of Scorpio. The full moon is when the sun illuminates the moon fully, and the moon lets go of all of its energy that it's building up, and it builds up Scorpio energy and it releases Scorpio energy. So you will feel completely in your element on the 7th of May. You will feel amazingly at home and calm and comfortable within yourself, and you're able to really create something that is practical and that you're a part of. So maybe you volunteer, or maybe you set up, through that volunteering, you gain experience and you set up your own charity, and that does work and you get paid and you have your own institution. So for you Scorpios, it's interesting because you guys, I don't really see you usually as being like gurus or vicars, or priests. You're more one-to-one, I would say. So I don't think you're going to find this easy. And the way to use the energy is to think of what new things you can do that will completely transform your roots and that will make you feel comfortable and at home. And that full moon on the 7th is going to give you that. Congrats. On the 11th, Saturn retrogrades until the end of September, the 29th. Saturn is structure security. When it's retrograde, that security comes from within you. It doesn't come from the outside world. So we are giving you a job that pays 1,000 a month, or we're giving you a home to live in. The structure and security comes from your ideas about yourself and what you're going to do, working with other people, in conjunction to other people, to create something new. If you're retired, it's about what new thing are you going to work on. It's transformation from within. And that lasts until the end of the summer. On the 12th, Mercury moves into the sign of Gemini, which it loves. It rules Gemini. And it stays in Gemini until the 29th of May, when it goes into Cancer in your 9th. When it's in Gemini, it's in your 8th. Excuse me. And it joins Venus there, and you really want to communicate with people. You're really someone who wants to reach out and create groups of people at the moment, and that's not the easiest thing to do. So instead of that, again, I would focus inward on what platform I can build for the future. On the 13th, Mars goes into Pisces. Mars is in your 5th house of love, romance, relationship. Neptune is also there. So now you're getting a bit tough about what you want to achieve. The 13th, if you're timid, if you're someone who struggles with asserting themselves, on the 13th, you can really stand up for yourself and say, hang on a minute, we're not playing this game. So the 13th as well sees Venus going retrograde until the 25th of June. So until, midway through the summer. And Venus is the planet of love and beauty. And Venus is a personal planet, and it doesn't go retrograde every year. And it's really important and very dangerous to start new relationships, new business, or to start anything new in which you pour your love into. Because Venus retrograde puts a veil over your eyes and you see things in a way that you would never usually see them. And you fall in love with people who are totally wrong for you. You start businesses which you really have no interest in. And when Venus goes direct again, you're like, what was I thinking? Oh my goodness. So Venus is in your 8th. So you might be creating a circle, a mediumship circle. And then afterwards, you're like, what was I thinking? So use the beginning of the month to work with people and to fulfill that need to create an institution as such. And then continue working with that during the Venus retrograde. Don't add and elaborate. Work with what you've already got and try and avoid, if possible, launching completely new things. Because working with what is already during a Venus retrograde is much better than new things that pop up and appear. On the May 14th until September 12th, Jupiter goes retrograde. Jupiter is the lucky planet, and it's on your IC, your roots, with Pluto, transformation, Saturn, structure, and it sits on the IC, which is your home, where you feel your root chakra, where you feel grounded and rooted. And with Jupiter, the lucky planet, going retrograde, the good luck comes from within. So you got structure within and good luck within until the end of the summer. So use this to decide how you're going to think, how you're going to communicate, what you're going to work on. The sky's the limit for you. You can do whatever you like. Dream it, believe it, make it happen. 14th of, mentioned that, May 17th, Jupiter forms a harmonious trine with the Sun. So Jupiter, the lucky planet, with you sizzling away good luck inside of yourself, it makes friends with the Sun, identity, 26 degrees in Taurus, in your 7th house of relationships. So your relationship with career and money and making yourself more secure is a really good idea for you. And trying to start all over again or to have a clean slate, don't do that while the Venus retrograde is on. It's just not a good idea. I fell in love in a Venus retrograde and it ended miserably. 22nd of May, that's my personal experience. So don't underestimate it. It puts like rose-tinted spectacles on you. And it's like, beer goggles. New moon in Gemini on the 22nd, and this energy lasts until the end of the month. That happens in your 8th, of course. So you will really want to communicate with people and create this environment where you can work with others and where you can be employed by someone else and work with others. That's what you're aiming for. That's what you want this month, because you want to secure yourself. You want your roots to be safe. Because you have dreams about relationships and what you love doing. So you're kind of like, okay, I'll do the minimum wage job just to get by. And then that minimum wage job, which was supposed to be temporary, becomes permanent, and it's like, So you're really able to plan and design whatever institution or group of people or business you're going to be a part of or create before Venus goes retrograde. So that's what I get for you here in May, dear Scorpio. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website, gregoryscott.com. If you don't know your time of birth, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth to draw up your natal chart, which tells me everything about you, where you should live, life purpose, vocational aptitudes, money, relationships, what's destined, where you have free will. Order a chart rectification with me if you don't have the time of birth, because the chart changes every 4 minutes and it's really important in terms of the houses. I'm also running a discount on the website for emergency and priority readings. Have a look at that. If you like this video, please hit subscribe, share it. Have a wonderful, wonderful May, and I'll speak to you next month.